Welcome back to the weekend warm-up, everybody. Happy Thursday. We are back in our same clothes as last week.
Of course.
And as we said last week, we're busy girls, so we're going to jump right into it. Hi, besties. Love the pod and would love some advice. I've been friends with this guy for 10 years now. When we were 17, we dated for 8 months until he cheated on me. We ended things but remained good friends. He's always tried asking me for another chance throughout the years. I always denied these advances because of what happened in the past. I thought that we were just better off as friends. Now we're 24 and he has been in a relationship for a year. I was also recently in a relationship and started to have some doubts about it. It made me take a deeper look on what I am looking for in a partner. This guy has everything I want, meaning like the ex. Over the years, the ex has everything
from 17.
she wants. Yes.
Okay.
Over the years, we always joked about how we would end up together one day, and now that I see him in a serious relationship, I realize maybe I wasn't kidding. Do I reach out to him and tell him how I feel, or do I respect the fact that he has found someone and is happy?
Brutal. Hate to say it, girl, but that sucks. Major L.
Mm-hmm.
Major L. That's the worst.
Mm-hmm.
The
post-breakup clarity.
The post-breakup clarity.
Yeah.
No, you can't say anything.
No,
you really
can't.
That's really
I know that sucks and it's not the answer that you want to hear, but we always say that nobody asks us questions to get the answers that they want to hear. He has tried to ask you for another chance multiple times, and you denied him, of course, because what happened, and sure, you have your boundaries with that. However, I think that you unfortunately just fumbled your chance a little bit. You fumbled your chance a little bit, and he has been wanting another shot with you for all this time. I don't know how deep his feelings go for you, but the fact that now he's been like, okay, I recognize that it's over and it's time for me to move on. Yeah. You have to leave it. I thought about this from the perspective of, if you listened to rejection therapy, I talked about like my major crush on there, the crush, like the one that I had for years, and we were friends and it didn't work. If you didn't listen to that, go listen to that. This will make more sense. If he came to me now, after all those years of me pining over him and wanting to give it a shot and like watching him be with other girls and it would hurt and and then like I dragged myself out of that, pulled myself up and got over it. And then now he came in and was like, you know what? No, honestly, I would be pissed.
No, I would be really mad too.
I think it's so unfair. And
it is.
Unfortunately, like, you just have to recognize that you fucked up. He's happy, and what's meant for you will not pass you. Yeah. So if they break up and you guys find yourselves married with 3 kids and a dog, then so happy for you. If they are at a wedding and they get married, don't stop the wedding. Like, you just need to let it go. Honestly, I know that sounds so. Brutal, I'm being blunt, but it's true because I'm coming from the guys. Like, I relate more to the guy. Yeah. So
same.
Yeah, no, you got.
But and then I also understand the other perspective. Like, it does suck. Mm-hmm. That's super frustrating. It's like, why didn't I put it together sooner? But
makes you think though. Wouldn't you have put it together sooner though?
Yeah, exactly.
Like let's think about that.
There is more options. I'm sure this isn't the only guy for you.
Yeah,
why did you say no so many times, right? Mm-hmm. And like, obviously he's grown up a little, but. Yeah. He's also 24. Mm-hmm. 24 is still pretty young. In the grand scheme of things.
You guys are young and you'll figure it out, I'm sure. There's other guys out there.
You guys are so young.
You guys are young. Relax. 22. Freshly 22.
I'm like, yep.
But it is true. They're young. We're young. And
definitely don't reach out to him. No, that's
crossing a boundary.
Been there, done that. Not worth it. Yeah, not worth it.
Actually, we're great people to talk to about this. Yeah, we're both gonna solidly say.
Yeah, we're both gonna solidly say no on that one
because we're 0 for 5, and it's just not good. Yeah, so terribly. Don't do it. Download Hinge. Find someone else.
Find someone else. Okay, sweet. Next question. And we're like, sorry.
Yeah, sorry. Sucks.
Let us know when you find a new crush, though. Should we give some give some any actual advice or?
Yeah, go get a crush. Go date more. What do you want in a guy? Write down the non-negotiables, does your friend really match all those boxes, or is he the only guy that's close enough to it?
Because you can find
who is accessible.
Else. Yeah, exactly.
Because you can find somebody.
And you know what? What's meant to be will be. I think
every man is replaceable. Moving forward.
Do you want to read this one?
Yeah.
The friends one?
All my friends keep hanging out without me, and when I bring it up to them that it upsets me, they say that they won't do it, and then they do it again. I feel like such a loser, and I'm not sure why they don't like me anymore, as we were all really close. Do I bring it up to them again, or do I just start to distance myself from them? Don't distance yourself from them. Cut them all off because they're bitches. Because that's so fucking rude. To bring it up, to say this upsets me when you guys, it's one thing if you wrote it and said they're all doing it without me, I'd be like, oh, bring it up.
Like talk to them. But it's like you've done
brought
that,
it up,
you've done
and
the
they're still
most.
doing it.
Yeah, they're just
Fuck
not.
them.
They're just not your friends. And here's the thing: you're gonna cut these people off, and then find friends who actually make the effort to hang out with you, and you're gonna be 20 times happier.
Yeah, you don't even. It's almost like how I describe like my friend group now is like being in a bad relationship and then getting out of it and then getting into a new relationship, and you're like, oh, I didn't know people could be treated this way. Like
it's like shocking.
It is. It's shocking, and it makes you wonder like, why the fuck didn't I get out of that situation earlier? Because you are scared, like, I'm never gonna make any other friends.
And it's a ton and it's so exhausting doing what you're doing now, you know, constantly reaching out, constantly being in these one-sided relationships. It's like there's no need for that. Plenty of fish in the friend sea too.
You're too good of a friend and too deserving of a person to sit around and hope maybe they'll include you this time, even though they know it upsets you. I just can't
honestly,
even imagine.
It's them just blatantly not giving a fuck about how you feel.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Yeah.
Us being super blunt this episode and last episode. I thought
it's because we're busy.
I thought I was being blunt last episode too. I was like, oh, I'm sorry. But yeah, you don't feel like a loser. Oh my gosh, no.
It's not your fault that
It's not your fault that they're.
I'd love to know this age.
Yeah, I know.
Because it's like when I hear this, I immediately think of middle school. But then again, I've also seen girls who are 26 have this happen with their friend group. Like all of a sudden they just decide to cut them out and be catty. Like
no, the move is definitely, I would say, just stop reaching out to them.
And watch how dry your phone gets.
Yeah. Like just stop reaching out to them. Stop putting in the more of an effort than they are. Put in the same amount of effort that they're putting in.
Yeah.
If they comment on your photo, comment on their photo. But don't text them. You know? I wouldn't even comment on the photo, honestly.
No, they sound like bitches. At this point. So this question, guys, we don't know if we're gonna come out the other end with an answer. We've really thought on it.
Some kind of answer.
We've thought on it and we still don't know what to say, so we're just gonna say it and
we're gonna talk it out.
Honestly, like maybe you, the listener, can help. And we'll definitely throw it on the Instagram or something because we need some help on this one, guys.
Yeah, this is going straight to the board.
Hi there. Super embarrassing question, but I have to ask. Have you ever heard of someone being straight up scared of touching a penis? Like anyone ever scared of taking the initiative to just grab that thing and suck it? Don't know if it's a confidence thing. I've only ever been in 2 relationships in my life, and they were both long term. First one started when I was young, grade 9, until after high school. Maybe TMI, but he was always really horny. Well, yeah, he's a high school guy. They're like animals. And always wanting to do stuff, but he would almost like force it, ? Like force my hand to go down there for a hand job, head especially. I would always go along with it due to my age. I feel like I should state that I was so young and I never done anything like that before, and I definitely wasn't comfortable with it.
Okay.
Now, I'm now 22 with a completely different guy. We've been together for years, but I still find myself struggling with the sexual aspect of our relationship when it comes to taking the initiative. Some things I've brainstormed as to why I'm like this is. Now, I loved this
I was
going to
say, I am obsessed.
I loved
with
the brain dump.
You're psychoanalyzing, so we don't have to.
Yeah, they really took that out.
For it.
Really appreciate that. Number 1 brainstorm is that they've never had a hoe phase. They had only been in 2 serious relationships.
Okay.
They have no confidence.
Okay.
Their own words. Because they were used to being forced in their last relationship / trauma. And 3, of course, I thought maybe I was a lesbian. Yeah, I went there too, girl. But I've discovered that women for sure aren't my thing. Didn't happen for me when I explored it.
I'm loving the sexual discovery.
Yeah. Also, I don't have any issues when it comes to actual sex itself. It's just foreplay. Anyhow, Anyhow, don't expect you guys to have an answer, but would love to hear your thoughts and suggestions. Anything. So embarrassing. Thanks, team. Hope this makes sense. I'm all over the place. It was a chaotic question.
Thank you, though.
The way she wrote it, I tried to bring her voice through, but it was a chaotic question.
I think it was awesome.
Let's discuss.
Okay. Should we start at the beginning?
Well, I wasn't going to start at the end.
Straight up, have you ever heard of someone
being scared of touching
penises? Like anyone ever being scared to just take initiative and just grab a penis and or suck it? I haven't heard of this.
I mean, I'm definitely not like jumping out of my seat to grab a dick and suck it.
No, here's the thing, like scared. I've definitely heard of hesitancy. I've heard of like being nervous, being like uncomfortable maybe. I've never heard scared. This sounds like a phobia.
Yeah. What's interesting to me about it is that you are fine with penetration.
Yeah.
Like that is what I think I have heard of so much more is like girls being like, no, I'm scared for penetrative sex. Fair. But I guess I've never heard of
I guess foreplay can be like
a little bit more
though. Like a little more intimate, honestly. Like I get it.
Because like I guess when you're having like penetrative sex, it's like both parties are occupied.
Yeah.
Whereas in the other one, it's like all eyes on you, girl.
It is
you're
initiative.
Working.
Like you're on call.
Yeah.
You're working.
And it is.
Sure.
You're right. Yeah. There is.
So I get it. As for your reasons why you think you're like this, can we address those real quick? You've never really had a hoe phase, been in 2 serious relationships. I don't think that matters as much as you think. Yeah. Being in a hoe phase, it's a lot of one-night stands. I feel like you don't actually experiment as much as you would in 2 serious relationships. I almost feel like you have the upper hand.
Yeah, so that's the thing. Like, when you're in a relationship, you're having way more consistent sex.
Yeah, consistent and like comfortable because you're with someone who you should be comfortable with.
Yeah, like you talk about what I'm hoping is like what you like and what you don't like, and whereas for hoe phases, one night stands, that kind of vibe, you have no idea what they're into, what you're into. You just kind of go into it and it just kind of happens. The only benefit that you would get from that is like experience with multiple penises,
multiple dicks. Like, so and then it's like you're just
it's really like looking at my hoe phase differently now.
Desensitization or something maybe. Yeah. So maybe I get that
it's a horrible thing to say.
I know, but it's like
just go around and desensitize yourself to dicks.
No, but maybe
we're not totally joking.
Let's wait until we get to the advice part of it. There's more stuff to address first. I have no confidence was another reason why you think you're like this.
Yeah, I do want to talk about that.
Which, that sucks. I mean, I'm wondering if it's confidence in general or confidence in bed.
In the bedroom.
Yeah. Either way, I think it's important to just fake it till you make it, which we say all the time.
Here's an interesting thing.
Let's hear it.
Again, I'm really opening up.
Yeah.
You don't have to be confident in the bedroom.
That's what that makes sense. I agree.
Like, I definitely struggle a lot with confidence and like self-value and stuff. And Maddie and I have been talking about that like ourselves a lot more. And but my confidence in the bedroom, untouched because this is maybe a bad way to look at it. It's a different world almost. Like it's a different character. It's a different setting. Like, yeah, I am not confident in like my appearance and walking around a bar, but like in the bedroom, like there's no judgment in that zone. You know what I mean? You can do whatever you want. And if there is
judgment, you're with the wrong guy.
Yeah. Well, they've been with this person for years.
But that's what I'm saying though. You like I feel like that's a long-winded way of saying it's fake it till you make it.
Yeah.
Like just when you're in the bedroom, role play with yourself.
It's different. It's like there's no rules. Like there really isn't. You can do whatever you want. And you know what? Just bring on your dark Betty from Riverdale when she put that little wig on.
No, literally, like figuratively put on a wig.
Yeah.
And you're a new mom. You're doing
because the
crazy.
Sexiest thing that you can do in the bedroom is be confident and take initiative.
And
which is definitely something that you want to channel.
And be vulnerable, open up sexually.
Yeah.
And also you said too, this a little bit of a jump, but I thought maybe I was a lesbian, but I've discovered that women just for sure are my thing. So it sounds like you're discovering, you're open to things. So that's, that's one thing to keep in mind. Like,
you're also logical. I mean, when you're afraid of touching a penis, that is where your head goes for sure.
Yeah. No.
The rainbow route.
Yeah, fair. Like, fair enough for just, discovering, thinking. I love that you're thinking about it. You're brainstorming. You're curious.
Shows that they listen. They know all of our answers already.
Yeah, no. Like, they're like, look, I know you're going to say this,
I know you're going to try to tell me I'm gay, Lauren, but I'm not.
It's like, and then because I used to be forced by my first relationship.
Yeah. So
trauma ?
This is what it all ties back to for me.
Yeah.
So that's what I said. I've never heard of somebody being okay with penetrative sex and not being okay with like a foreplay situation. So the flip for you makes me think that it is actually really trauma. Brought back to this, because your first sexual experience sets the tone for your vibe, like everything. And that's well, like obviously losing your virginity is awkward. I'm not talking about that. Like I'm saying like how you're introduced to sex is important. And if it's in a situation like that where you're not comfortable or it was not at your own pace, I can see how that would affect you for years if gone unchecked. Yeah. Do you know what I mean?
No, 100%.
Because
and the fucking head thing.
The head thing is disgusting, and it's not the first time I've heard it.
Yeah, no, the head thing's a thing. Like the
push the head down.
Yeah, it's like, okay, that's one of those things that I feel like should be talked about before, and it's never talked about. Like, it's like, okay, are you cool to just throw a head? Yeah. Throw my head down there. It's like, well, it's too late now. Yeah. Like, and that's not cool. Yeah.
I think it all really genuinely.
It sounds like you and your boyfriend should have a chat about boundaries. And I'm talking about your new boyfriend. Like, just sets, like, I mean, obviously you're with him still. So I'm just wondering, like, have you talked to him about it? Have you been like, yo, like, this is something that happened to me, and I feel like now it makes me scared of your dick. And I don't know what to do about it. And I just think maybe we should talk about it and just see what they say.
I wonder what the fear like is. Like, do you genuinely just not like? Does it gross you out? Is it? Do you not want to touch it? Do you not know what to like do with it? Kinda. Do you want to? Are you scared you're not good at it? Like, I know that's a thing too that I've heard girls say. Like, oh, I don't want to give head because I feel like I suck at it. Like, you know.
I think, as for advice, I think I have a few things going around in my mind. Not sure if any of them will help or are even good ideas. One, we were kind of onto something with like maybe watch porn or something. I'm not saying learn how to have sex from porn, but I'm just saying like maybe just look at some dicks and just see how you're feeling about it. Desensitize yourself a little bit. Could work. Also, definitely talk with your boyfriend about it. And just because this is one of those things. I mean, you can't really work through it yourself because you don't have a dick. So, talk to your partner. Be like, hey, this is something that's been bothering me. I think, this is, and honestly, like, read them this question. Like, you know what I mean? Like, list out why you think, just tell them everything and just be like, have a really open conversation about it. And I think between the two of you, in a comfortable setting, you guys can kind of work through it, honestly, and figure out, what each other likes in foreplay and definitely make things better.
I would say to not only better like your relationship with sex, but just like your overall mental health and probably relationship is to explore the first relationship some more. Because like I said, do not underestimate how you were introduced to sex.
Yeah, seriously.
It affects your whole view on it. Like, so I think, don't just look at it as like, oh, when I was 15, my boyfriend maybe give him some hand jobs. Yeah. Like, really think about that, because while it doesn't seem like a big deal now,
you're still
thinking
about
fucking
it.
Deal to a 15-year-old. And I think that your like inner 15-year-old needs to be healed before you can go on with that. And I can't recommend it enough. You can't tell. This is me. Yeah. I've gone through like therapy for like negative sexual encounters and everything like that. Dancing around it a little bit. But it's one of the most helpful things in the world. And really don't underestimate it.
like counseling
I know
options. Like, I know you think it's not a big deal, but if you're thinking about it, you're writing into a show, a podcast about it. Obviously, it's on your mind.
Every phobia has a root, right?
There's like a reason for this. So I think exploring it deeper. I mean, obviously you've explored it, but it sounds like you've kind of explored it on your own. And so I think opening up to, you know, someone close to you, or if you can, you know, get professional help, it'll definitely help.
Sorry, one more point on phobias. Remember in the episode, the Mile High Anxiety episode, I talked about how I have this overwhelming fear of planes and like I just cry and I get so upset and it's too much. And then I worked through it in therapy and I found that and we talked about this too, that like the pinpoint of the fear was that I just watched so much Mayday at my grandma's house when I was a kid. And like, yes, that's fucking hilarious now. But at the time, like that was so scary and so traumatizing for me that throughout my life, this like funny little thing has become this like horrible phobia for me. And I think that that's also transferable in this situation. So yeah, I guess my biggest takeaway from it is not to underestimate it and to actually like really take a look at that. Because you'd be shocked at how much your things can change when you really go to the root of the issue. Yeah.
Agreed.
Big therapy girl here.
Yeah. Our advice for everyone, just go to therapy, honestly. It does help if you can have access to it, which is a whole other thing. Universities, if you go to university, you might be able to get in quicker and maybe, you know, a more affordable option, but that's our best advice for that. Yeah. Our last question is much lighter. Much lighter. Do you normally get your weed from the NSLC? What are your favorite strains?
How do you know we smoke?
Weed. Yeah, I do normally get my weed from the NSLC.
That is the least affordable option, though.
Yeah, it is.
I do
the
get
least affordable option.
A little bit roasted for it sometimes when I come out with my receipt to my other friends. There are other places to get it. I don't know if we can say, but there's other places.
We stick to the NSLC.
But we stick to NSLC
Nothing
because
you can't find on Google.
Convenient, and I can just run in and grab something and run out. But there are other options. I'll put that out there.
Yeah.
But
favorite strains.
Favorite strains. Maddie, you take it away. You're a little bit more of a senior smoker than I am.
Sure. Favorite strains. I generally, I don't really have a ton of like favorites. Like I don't really dabble too much with. Like, I don't go off. I usually just say, yo, what's a high percentage sativa you have? I usually smoke sativa, which if you don't smoke weed, sativa is like more of a energetic high. Well, indica is more of like a body high. I call it
indicouch.
Yeah, indicouch. That's what my dad says.
That's what my aunt says.
Like you're trying to fall asleep. But yeah, so I usually just smoke sativa. The strain that I get the most because it's the most affordable is
we both get it.
Yeah, it's Tropic Thunder by Shred. Yeah. It's a pretty high percentage and it's like $35 for 7 grams. Pre-busted. It's
in a bag.
Yeah, in a bag.
And we like it. Like
it's like good weed. It's good weed. So
really affordable too, considering like everything else. And they have an indica flower and they also have a like hybrid flower too. Yeah. And both of those are cool too. I've tried both of those. So
as for price point,
and like $34 for 7 grams.
For 7 good grams.
Yeah.
Bang for your buck.
Crazy. Because there's also like Grower's Pick, which is another like high sativa that is decently affordable, but it's not as good. Like you can I just did Grower's Pick because they were out of Shred and you can tell the difference. If that makes sense. I know that sounds fucking stupid.
Out of all the ones that I've tried with and like taking everything into account, like how high you get, how much but money you're spending. Keep in mind though, like we smoke a lot, so if you don't smoke that much,
that's
don't just jump into
too.
that.
Yeah, we are like frequent marijuana users, and you have to build up a I only started smoking weed like frequently. I just hit 1 year, so when I would first start smoking weed, my friends made fun of me for this because I used to smoke in high school and stuff, and I was always the girl that was like, I'm fucking freaking out, guys. And so how I started building up my tolerance was like microdosing weed is what the girls would say, is I would just smoke like the smallest bowl ever. Yeah. And then 15 minutes later be like, oh, okay, I'll do some more. And then that just eventually ramped up until when you can assess your tolerance.
Yeah. Just basically start small, and like the people
like
at NSLC are like very knowledgeable.
Yeah, they're
so
really
I would
helpful.
say honestly go ask them.
Yeah,
and maybe start off with like a hybrid
Indica.
to see how you feel, like body, like feel, you know, what do you want more of, what do you want less of.
I started with Indica because it was a little bit more body, a little less mind. And I really liked starting out with Sensi Star Spinach. Spinach is a good brand. Like I like them to kind of start off, feel the vibes, I guess. And then my favorite one to get, if I'm feeling I want to spend a little money,
a little luxury purchase,
is I go for, this is a little Nova Scotia niche, is the churro weed.
Okay.
That brand, I forget what it's called. Anyway, churro wedding mint from churro weed, I think is what it's called.
Okay. Comes
in the little canisters. It is an indica, but it is a fucking good one. It's my favorite weed, I think.
Fair enough.
But it's pretty expensive. It's 7 grams. And I think it's like $70 or something. Like it is pretty expensive. But they would have some indicas or some sativas too. That would be good. I just haven't tried them because they're expensive. But Shred would be our...
Yeah, Shred's a go-to. And also, if you're looking for some good edibles...
Oh, yeah.
I would recommend... Lauren got me these when I had COVID.
Again, though, edibles work differently on everyone.
Yeah, no. But these are good because they're mints and they're called Jolts. I'm not sure the company, but if you just ask for Jolts...
If you ask for the lodgins or mints
or like
something.
they'll know what you're talking about. But they're little mints. And so basically each one is 10 milligrams and they come in a pack of 10.
Than what they can sell at the liquor store, because at the liquor store they can only sell 10 edibles, but 10 milligram is it milligrams? 10 milligram edibles don't really work on
these
us. These are mints,
and so you can just pop a few of them, and that's why they're good, because you can have one. Wait, here's the thing about edibles though, if you're just starting out with edibles, like when you first take it for like 2 hours, you're gonna be like, oh, it didn't work, and then eventually it's gonna work. So don't eat anymore until you feel something.
Don't take it when you want to be high. Take it when you're like, oh, I want to be high in a couple hours.
Yeah, exactly. Like it takes a while, and it's just one of those things you need to ease into.
I will say, nobody has ever taken an edible and been like, this is the right amount of high. Do you know what I mean?
No,
you're either not high at all, or like it's a bit much.
Yeah, like it's. You're trying to get fucked up if you're popping edibles, honestly.
Yeah.
Or you have COVID and you can't smoke. So
I took those edibles that you got me when I had COVID. I took 3 of them and nothing happened. And I bet on another day I would take one and I'd be fucked. Like, you just never know.
It's hard. It's hard. So I would just stick to smoking. Shred,
stick to
Tropic
flower,
Thunder.
Go low, slow.
Affordable. Bang for your buck.
Yeah.
You'll get high.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's all from us.
Have a great Thursday. Have a great weekend.
We'll see you on Sunday for the weekend roundup. And we love you. And bye. Talk soon.
Talk soon. Thanks for listening to this week's episode of the Weekend Warmup. Make sure you come back on Sunday to hear some more crazy stories. And I hope that this advice paid off. Never know how it really goes. If you're watching on YouTube, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and click the bell button. And if you're listening, make sure to rate and review. And also maybe subscribe. Thanks.